Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Reza Klasham Zawan. I'm a part-time master student at University Teknologi Mara in Computer Science. This semester, I'm taking Philosophy of Computer Science subject, which requires me to produce a short video which describe and discuss about ontology and epistemology of online education. Have you ever heard the word ontology and epistemology? Okay, first of all, let me tell you what is ontology and epistemology. Ontology and epistemology are the main branches of philosophy perspective which generalize views of the world that form beliefs and guide action. Ontology is essentially concerned with the ultimate nature of the universe. In other words, it is an investigation into the true nature of reality, which is related to the being, existence, and destruction of world nature. Epistemology is the way to deal with ontological part, which is the nature of knowledge, its possibility to be attempted or not, its scope and legitimacy. In a simpler word, ontology is the real view about the subject of study, and epistemology is how we get to know about the reality of the result. So now, why is it important to know about ontology and epistemology? To know the ontology and epistemology of their knowledge is essential for researchers in revealing the root and assumption about their research. Revealing the research into the most basic level helps the researcher to have more choice in what to study, understand clearly about the knowledge, and ensuring that the account is properly interpreted. So, for today's presentation, I will be focusing on the ontology and epistemology of online education. When talking about online education, it is best to know the origin of the field and the ontological part of it. The root for education comes from the need of knowledge. Knowledge is the one that is most important things in the world. Therefore, the act of learning is a lifetime process which keeps our world improving socially and economically. There are variety methods of learning in order to support educational innovation. The main objective of educational innovation is to improve the competitiveness of the teaching process itself, in which shall increase the knowledge sharing by converting the tacit knowledge embedded in individuals into explicit knowledge through interaction. At present, the ontology has been used to solve the problem of knowledge representation in education domain. Through the development of technology, education is now not only confined in the traditional classroom setting through physical learning, but it can also take place online. Although these are both methods of educating learners and acquiring knowledge, there are differences that may be benefits from specific learner. A traditional classroom setting is where the student can benefit from a face-to-face instruction learning by the teacher or lecturers. On the other hand, online education is kind of learning that takes place partially or entirely over the internet. Online education comprises all forms of electronically supported learning and teaching on network. The pandemic that the world is experiencing at this moment due to infectious disease coronavirus, or known as COVID-19, has deeply affected the educational sector of all countries in the world. It has forced many schools and universities to remain closed temporarily, at least until the pandemic is over. Various schools have discontinued the traditional face-to-face teaching mechanism. As in Malaysia, the government has instructed all schools and higher education institutions to be closed until further notice. Teaching and learning also to be done virtually at home via online education. As social distancing is preeminent at this stage, it's almost impossible to continue normal schooling days. Therefore, these circumstances have made us realize that there is an urgent need to make quick decisions in order to protect and save humanity. The pandemic has made institutions to go from offline mode to online mode. However, during this tough time, the concern is not about whether online teaching learning methods can provide quality education. It is rather how academic institutions will be able to adapt online education in such a massive manner. To deal with this phenomena, it is important to understand the epistemology part for this to happen. Online education comes with many advantages that may be experienced by students while going through courses of online education. Interaction in an online environment is less intimidating between individuals and also has less time pressure on students than interaction in face-to-face setting. Online discussion can encourage more reticent students to participate to a greater extent. The interaction in an online environment promotes student-centered learning, encourage wider student participation, and produce more in-depth and reasoned discussion that a traditional classroom setting does. However, it is important to build a proper student-to-instructor and student-to-student interaction in online education course because learners can experience a sense of community, enjoy mutual interdependence, build a sense of trust, and have shared goals and values. Online education allows students to participate in high-quality learning situations when distance makes on-ground learning difficult to impossible, especially during this pandemic era. Students may participate and have access in classes from anywhere in the world provided that they have a computer, smartphone, or tab, and internet connection. Instructors and students also have the ability to focus more on their attention on the content of the course and less on issues such as parking, traffic, and other problems that may arise when attending a traditional class environment. Although there are numbers of technologies that are available for online education courses, sometimes these technologies create difficulties. Some of the difficulties can come from a modern technology itself, which includes downloading errors, issues with installation, login problems, and problems with audio or video. Subsequently, this is a significant issue for students who come from a rural and lower socio-economic neighborhood as the internet accessibility is not universal and does not cover certain areas of the country. For the countries that do not provide free internet services, internet access poses a significant cost to the users as users are required to pay a fixed monthly rate for their internet connection, while others are charged for the time they spend online, and some students who comes from a lower income family cannot afford to pay for the internet access. Online education increases the likelihood of procrastinating and not understanding the content when not face-to-face with the particular instructor and needs more self-discipline for reading and learning. These disadvantages can be curbed if various measures are taken in order to achieve the benefits of online education. Students are advised to improve themselves to be more self-responsible, self-motivated, and able to communicate with teachers and other students through the internet with the support of communication technology. Students need to be able to have self-regulation. Self-regulation is the ability of students to plan, monitor, and evaluate their own behavior, cognition, and learning strategies. Students also need to be motivated enough to use self-regulatory strategies effectively. Another measure that needs to be taken into consideration is the ability of the students as well as the instructor to effectively communicate and manage technology. The instructor should create a safe environment for students to express themselves freely in appropriate ways, to share their ideas and to ask questions. Communication skills, especially between students and instructors, are essential in order to achieve an effective online education experience for both parties. In conclusion, online education is beneficial to the student as well as the instructors, although there are still certain measures that needs attention to provide effective online education. Institutions should also carry out plenty of research when bringing the right technology for different educational initiatives. Furthermore, people at large need to study the technology and method of online education deeply, as it can help it providing inclusive education even at the time of crisis such as during this pandemic era. That's all from me. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.